Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Killer Collab Podcast here on Real People, Real Content. My name is Tone Deaf in Florida, Tony D. As always, well, not really, because Chris is lazy. No, but Chris Laytone from Reaper Films on my left.
Howdy.
And even lazier, Mr. Joe. Yeah, he's already sleeping. Davison! That's his middle name. He's sleeping.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey guys, what's up? How we doing today?
Doing okay. How you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah.
I got here on time.
Yeah, I know.
No,
you were
you
here
beat me
first.
here.
Yeah.
I was really surprised at that. He got here first. I was like sitting on the couch. I was like, I'm waiting for everyone to come in.
It's funny, I pulled up and I didn't see any cars. I'm like, fucking Joe. And
Uh,
I walk in and he's already here. I was like, what?
Yeah.
The missus dropped me off
Oh, yeah.
because we're trying to stick together because she's about to have a baby.
Right.
So she dropped me off.
Yeah.
So
So she could take the car to the hospital?
yes, so she could go by herself. No. She had to go get her nails done, man. She's not gonna have a baby with crusty nails.
Uh-huh.
She's like, I'm getting my nails done.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of, okay. Anyway.
Listen, women got to be pretty. They don't want to be nasty.
They're going to be
when
in
holding the
pretty
You
lot
gotta
of
be pretty
pain.
when they're ugly.
Yeah.
They're going to bring... I always like that.
Pretty one there.
baby.
And introducing
Yeah,
our
here we
guest,
are.
Joe Davison, take it over.
Yes, a friend, a colleague. You may have seen him in anything from Stranger Things to Loki to anything basically on Netflix or Hulu
ATL.
or HBO. I
ATL.
think. He's everywhere. Lucius Baston is here, folks.
What up?
Yeah.
ATL, ho.
A man I
ATL,
admire.
ho.
A man I admire.
ATL, ho. They literally were chanting that at the World Series.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Really. So that stuck with me.
I'm so happy the Atlanta Braves won the.
I'm just happy Houston didn't win.
Well, yeah.
Cheating bastards.
Wow.
Oh man, sports.
Atlanta needed it, man.
They
They
did.
needed something.
They did.
Yeah.
They haven't had really good a team since the '90s. Really, since like the Greg Maddux, Steve
Yeah, when they were
Avery.
good.
I think Netflix is a pretty solid
Yeah.
team up in Atlanta.
They are. They're undefeated.
Right.
Netflix is undefeated in Atlanta.
Listen, they needed it, especially after that Falcons debacle at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it's
You know what I mean?
Tom Brady's house.
They're
so,
awful right now, the Falcons.
Yeah.
They're not a
Yeah.
good football team.
Yeah, they just got trounced. Who'd they get trounced by?
Saints?
No.
Yeah, Saints.
Was it the Saints?
Wasn't it this?
I think it was the Saints.
Who the hell did they
It was
play?
like 45-3. I was like, what?
Yeah, 45 to
Dallas.
3.
Dallas beat them.
Oh,
Wax. They got waxed.
oh, Dallas.
Totally.
Oh, even worse. My mortal Eagles are my mortal enemy, but Dallas is pretty second after that. But it is what
Enough
it is.
about that. Lucius, tell us about yourself, sir. What is?
Shoot.
Let's pretend no one knows anything about you, and you want to tell us. You're open.
Well, it all started when I came out my mommy's womb. And
Paint me a picture.
no,
Paint me a picture.
I'm born and raised out in New York City. I'm also an Air Force veteran. Served active duty for 11 years, and that's
Happy Veterans
actually how I ended up in Florida.
Thank you for your service.
Because I was stationed at MacDill Air Force Base there and everything. And then got into radio somehow because music was my big background as a young DJ at heart in New York City as a little kid at 11 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess kind of that little bit of entertainment stuck with me, and somehow I got into this business of acting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good business for you to be in, sir. You are very talented at it.
What was your first audition?
My first audition was I saw it on this website that Joe made. I remember it was called The Green Room or Orlando. And it was just a website that posted auditions for like these independent films, left and right. Basically almost like pay or no pay, or you get a copy of your reel or whatever. And so the first audition was for this film called oh God, it goes so far back. It was called the Touch. Yeah, that was the name of it. So this was back in like 2004 or 5. So I did. So they were doing monologues back then, and to believe it or not, even in 2005, we still had black and white headshots.
Yeah.
So So I go do this audition. It's the monologue. I kind of made it up on the spot because I didn't want.
Brilliant.
I didn't want to remember some monologue that somebody probably did
Already
before.
heard.
Yeah.
So I kind of set up the structure of what I wanted to talk about, and it involved like talking about my dad or something. It started off happy, and then it ended like really fucked up. It was like whoa. And that was my first audition. And then they didn't have a role for me, but they wrote me in anyway. They gave me like a line or something like that. And then I got paid like $75. And
That's something. That's something.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, I said I can get paid to do this. And I stuck with it.
There you go.
I just got paid $75 to. Never mind.
He is
to show up today.
No.
No.
I just gave him a gummy and
No.
said, "Here you go."
Turned me in with weed.
Oh man, hilarious.
Oh yeah, so much.
Yeah. So that was the start. That was the start of everything.
So that's when you got
You know.
the acting bug. That's when you got the acting bug, or when did you first get that?
Yeah. That was when I was working at WTMP. It was an all-black radio station.
WTMP.
Yeah, man.
Showing our
And
age.
there was a young lady I was working with, and she had these big pictures of herself. Back then, I didn't know what they were, and I just thought she was conceited because I've never seen anybody carry around big ass pictures of themselves before. And so I actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I used to have those in my trunk.
I still have
Yeah.
mine somewhere. I have mine
No
somewhere.
lie.
Probably
Sorry.
in my other
Continue.
office.
Yeah, man. So, and so I asked, I mentioned that to her, and she was like, "The headshot's stupid." And I was like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
what's a headshot?" And she said she was an aspiring actress, and I think, and she said some more things after that, but I didn't hear her because I was so struck by it. It was like I literally got struck by both the lightning and whatever she said after when she was done. I said, "I want headshots." And so I find out who took a headshots. It was the Orange Studios in Orlando. I don't even know if they're still around.
It wasn't Glamour Shot.
And so no, it wasn't Glamour Shots. Glamour Shots is like 80s.
I used to get those. People would
there was no need. There was no need for big hair and glitter.
Oh my god!
Wow.
And so I got my headshots done, and then he recommended an acting class that actually was in Tampa, which was Performance Studio Workshop with Kathy Laughlin.
Kathy Laughlin, yeah.
And I took her class about 4.5 years, and there we go.
Yeah.
That was it.
Do you do theater also, or do you just do film and TV?
No, I was not. I wasn't interested in theater at all. Like my only thoughts of theater was just like, okay, that's like being a starving artist. I was like, I don't care to do that. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do it, then I want to get paid.
Yeah.
So when you started on radio, what did you were you just a host, or were you a host on there, or did you just work at the studio or engineer?
No, we were hosts. We did the Underground Railroad every Saturday from midnight to 3 a.m. where we played just breaking hip hop music that Tampa wasn't playing on the air at all. And so it was me, Mad Links, a childhood friend, D Money, and we had this show. That was our first exposure because we were DJing and we were helping Mad Links promote his stuff. And then he was like, "Man, I wouldn't mind you guys, helping me with this show." And that was 90s, so in the 90s, early 90s. And so I was kind of still in the military, but moonlighting as a radio show host. And then eventually,
the Underground Railroad was
myself.
in Tampa?
Yeah, the Underground Railroad was in Tampa. It was a show on 88.5 FM.
I used to listen to that.
Yeah.
Dude, for real.
So we did that.
When I moved to Tampa, it was 95. From 95 to 2000, I listened to the Underground Railroad, man.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was on that show. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
So my name at the time was DJ Little Lou. So it was Mad Links, Little Lou, and D Money.
Man,
Nice.
dude, I listened to that, man.
So you guys were playing just like small underground, like new new groups?
We was playing, we was playing new groups that was popping because we were getting our records straight from from the execs and all of that. So we was rocking all the shit that we wanted to hear, but wasn't hearing in the clubs, wasn't hearing on the Power Pig or any radio stations, in Tampa at all. Yeah. So we had our own little show, and the predecessor of that show was Kenny K. Rest in peace. And we kind of just replaced his slot, took that over, and we did that. We did that for quite a few years, man, and then kind of graduated up to WTMP because that was public access radio. That was free, and then we started getting paid for doing it at WTMP, and so and
The
did
pirate
that.
radio was
So I
always
was in
better.
radio for about 10 years. I was doing radio for almost a decade.
Nice.
The pirate radio was always the best music.
I
Like they
listened
had,
to
I
it
remember they had
all the time.
I think it was 102.5 The Pirate or something like that. And
Yeah.
it was like and they played like amazing music that you didn't hear anywhere else. And I was just like, why can't
I
the
haven't heard
regular
that in a
stations
long
play
time.
this? Yeah.
102.5. Yep, I used to listen to it too. You can't get away with that now.
Nah.
Like you try to get a.
Well,
you
you
know,
have,
it's like
Now you just have podcasts.
well, you have all these internet
Yeah.
radio stations.
Yeah.
You have all the internet radio stations now, like that. You literally just put a link on, and you do the RSS feed, and then you have like just a radio feed on any website. Just show the website. You can just have a radio feed, pretty
Right.
much.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Right.
It's
No need
it's
to
evolved
pirate
so much.
a frequency anymore.
no, yeah.
So did any
Yeah.
of those small bands pop, like make it big? Like who was the biggest
Oh
band
yeah,
you guys?
because you got to remember we was playing stuff that they knew of in New York and up on the East Coast of New York and everything, and possibly out in Cali and other major markets, but just wasn't here. So we also got to promotions because we had brought Fat Joe down, we brought Redman down, we brought down DJ Kid Capri when he was hot because he was doing Def Comedy Jam and all that back then.
Yeah, Def Comedy.
Yeah, right. And who else? We brought down the Lost Voice.
Oh
We
yeah.
brought them down. And then when Fat Joe came down, though, he had Big Pun with him. But this was before Big Pun came out with his stuff. So I remember going with we went with them to Denny's on Dale Mabry.
Yeah. The best place.
And I remember Big Pun was bigger than Fat Joe.
Uh-huh.
I was like, damn. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going to Denny's. So, rest in
shut
peace
it
to
down.
Big Pun, but we had no idea like what he was going to be or whatever, So, but we were heavy into the music, and then kind of like when 93.3 decided to finally start playing hip hop, we thought we were going to be the candidates to be actually on the show as ambassadors of hip hop, as we were already that.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't do that. They just grabbed some white guys and it's like,
Power
we're like,
Pig. Remember when the Power Pig first started? All they played was "Me So Horny" like over and over and over and over for like 5 days.
no, you're talking about the beat. The beat was doing that. That was 95.7.
I thought it was
95.7
Power
the
Pig when
beat.
they first started.
No, remember there was these guys, and they were supposedly out on a boat, and there was like surfer dudes. And yeah, man, we're out on the boat playing this music, yeah, man. And they was just playing, and they was going so hardy the whole time. Yeah, that's 95.7 beat. That was hilarious.
Oh.
And then boom, so they came in and then just, they're actually going to play music. Okay.
You never know.
Yeah, you may know one of my boys. Third Leg Greg. He was doing on the beat for a while and all that. He used to come down to 88.5 all the time, and let us do it. Let us watch us do our thing. So and all the guys and Sandman also used to come to the station and all that. So all the cats that used to come watch us got jobs, and we were like,
Out in the
Nice.
cold.
"What the fuck?"
Oh man.
Thank you.
What kind of shit was that? Like, thank you for your service and bye.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of
Well,
like being
nothing's
in
changed.
in a right vet. You know what I mean? Well, thank you.
It's the
Then-
same way in acting,
True.
You got a bunch of dudes you work with, and then they're all out working again, and you're like, hey, you're all on the same movie again. What's up?
Like,
Okay.
Why am I
Yeah,
out here? Why am I out
exactly.
here?
Exactly. That's cool. I'll okay, just call me. All right.
I'm here. I do the same. I do the same thing. Lucius does. Hello.
Yeah.
So do you do?
Hilarious, man.
So do you do anything behind the camera as well?
When I first got started, I would say in the first couple of years, I did start stepping into the producer seat. And like I produced a few shorts in the background. Like I did the sci-fi. We did this teaser to the sci-fi. To this day, is still like dope as shit. You know what I mean? But I call that like my back pocket project. You know, because it was a sci-fi based on some books.
Oh, cool.
And so we shot it like in a weekend. You know, I got together, found the director, had the writers put together something really short. We put together something really nice, man. It's called Starfish. It's actually on Vimeo, so it's a cool little trailer to that. And so we did that. That was my first time taking that on.
Starfish.
Second time was we did this short film. I don't know. That's 29 minutes, but so not all that short, but short enough. So, you know, called 83 Days, and we took that around to the film festivals.
Nice.
Yeah. So we won a ton of awards for that.
Fantastic.
No, that was based off of George Stinney Jr. He was the youngest person put to death by electric chair for crimes he didn't commit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was only 14 years old.
Oh wow.
That's
Yeah.
insanity.
When was that?
They electrocuted a 14-year-old?
Electrocuted 14-year-old. Yeah.
Jeez.
1944, Appaloosa, South Carolina.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they kept that buried. They kept that buried for a long time. And then we kind of
racist
just
exposure.
put it out there. Yeah, American history isn't pretty.
No, it's
pretty
not.
dull.
It's not. But you know what? It has to be taught. It has to be taught. People need to
Yeah.
know what.
Well, they're
happened.
trying to erase it.
They well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Oh yeah,
yeah. They
And
are.
I think it
Yeah.
needs to be.
The shit I
Out
learned
there
out of high
still.
school, as opposed to what I
Yeah.
was taught in high school,
Yeah.
way fucking different.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. Shoot, they don't even talk about the Korean War
Nope.
anymore. Remember
Think
that?
about the Bible. All the
My dad
nasty
was in
stories
the
in the
Korean
Bible.
War.
I mean,
Well, we don't need to learn the
Yeah,
Bible.
you know what I'm saying?
but they don't
You
teach
know,
it at school. Or
The thing is, we need to be reminded, man,
Yes.
because the thing is, they want to erase it, right? Because what happens, right? People that do the deed always want to erase their sins, right? You know what I mean?
Well,
So if we don't talk about it, if we don't bring it up, that's the hope, right? That we'll just forget about it. You know, be like, no, we got here from a certain place.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's just like
It's
9/11.
like-
Like it happened, and now everybody's like, "Oh, we must
Yeah.
always remember." Well, why can't we remember all the bad shit
yeah.
that
From
happened in the
9/11
Civil
on.
Right.
War?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
From
Yeah.
today on, we'll remember history.
And remember, live and learn from it, and be different. Like that's what
Yeah.
needs to happen.
And be-
not
and be
just act
different.
like it never happened.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it, Chris. It's like, you know, let's live and learn from it.
Well,
You know, the more we can
Yeah.
look back and see the things that be like, wow, you know, you understand that everything has a beginning. You know what I mean? And then we can actually heal if we address certain things. This country could actually heal.
Yep.
You know, but as long as we're in denial of certain things, you will see, as we did during 2020 and everything with George Floyd and all these things, all the same things continue to happen because we don't want to take responsibility for what we do as a country.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that's political and shit, but
No, it's you know, it's about just we have to learn from our history. We just have to learn from our history and make sure it doesn't repeat itself. And you know, that's literally what we have to do.
Yeah, I feel like America's taking a huge step backwards, man. We're almost back into like 1940.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking
It's
crazy.
ridiculous.
that's what it felt like. Like, you know, especially during lockdown and all that. That's truly what it felt like. I said, wow, we just took a giant leap backwards.
Yeah.
And then we just saw certain sects of society all of a sudden start to rise again.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And but we saw the true pulse of the fabric of the nation. It's like that there's just so many things that still need to be addressed. And it's a shame that we got to do it over and over. But that's also a part of human nature, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We continue to do these things that humans do, that we've been doing since we've been on the planet. And, you know, as you go to different places around the world, somebody's oppressing somebody.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just, it seems to be in our fabric. But as progressive as the United States of America should be, you would think we would be much further along.
You would think. You would think. So
Yeah.
let's turn the tables now.
Yeah.
Projects. You working on any special or good projects now, or do you have something in the pipeline?
Yeah, man. I just did Secret Headquarters, with Owen Wilson and Michael Pena. So that's going to be a feature film. It's like a little superhero film that comes out next year. What's full circle about that is that because, as you know, Joe, that Owen Wilson was in Loki, but I didn't get to work with Owen during Loki. I got to do my thing with Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh yeah.
And,
just stop.
Yeah. I want to know more about him too.
I told Lucius, I was just on the phone with him. I said, dude, I didn't even know you were in Loki. And then it's basically the camera goes around the corner, and Lucius is standing there looking at those plants, and I was like, motherfucker! I was like, fuck him! I can't believe it.
There he goes again.
Yeah, but like,
Damn it!
Yeah.
Call my agent.
I fucking love when I see people I know.
Yeah, I mean,
getting further and further, man.
just as filmmaker, you see people that you've
I was happy,
directed
man.
before, and you're like, wow, this person's in a fucking Hollywood movie. Like, it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. And
So
anyways, I was happy for you, but like pissed off because
Right. Like, my agent didn't even call me for that shit, mother. Yeah, man, that was pretty dope, man. That was cool. I mean, I can still move forward, digressing through like with Loki and with Tom Hiddleston. I mean, he was amazing, pretty much. Very giving. You would think certain people that reach a certain level, they don't care about that A player that comes through, but no, that wasn't the case at all. He was just very gracious, and he just kept giving me compliments, and I was like, "Well, thanks."
It's funny because you look at it you look at his character, and you're like, "That guy must be a dick in real life." You know what I mean?
Yeah, he plays it so well, but he was so gracious, man. He was just really entirely gracious.
Yeah,
and so that was cool. And to be a variant, I was a variant.
Yeah, you were variant. Yeah, there you go.
I was a motherfucking variant, man.
Yeah.
So that. And what's crazy about that is I didn't know that though. You know what I mean? As doing it, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
That same thing happened to me in Stranger Things. I'm like, I'm doing it, but I didn't know like what exactly how that was playing out.
Yeah.
So, but then to watch it and go, I was like, oh shit! I was very fucking Loki. Yeah. I was very fucking Loki. It's like, okay, cool. And then also you got to remember too. I got to give props to One-Mi Mosaku, who was also in that scene with them. She did Lovecraft Country, and she's an amazing actress as well. And so got to do that. But I didn't get a chance to do anything with Owen. And so fast forward to Secret Headquarters, I booked the role of Jerry the janitor, right? And so, and mind you, the role was I was just reading like, there's just a few lines that I read. And so I'm thinking I'm just there for the day and all of that, and without giving too much away. But next thing I know, they pull me in and be like, can you be here next week? And all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can be here next week. And then I'm doing a scene, and then it's like, I said, oh shit, there goes Owen. Oh shit, there goes Michael Pena. Oh shit, I'm in this scene. So it's pretty cool. And it's a major scene, you know. Yeah. So that was fun. So I can't wait to see that because one, especially with kids that are involved, those normally do really well. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like high school kids. Yep. The premise of the story is basically, a young kid finds like a secret tunnel in his father's basement, and I think they kind of find out that they have some superhero powers. You know what I mean? So it's pretty interesting.
I want to see that.
And then, yeah. Owen's killing it, man. I just saw him. I was like, God, he's in another movie with J-Lo. He just finished Loki, and he's doing something else. And I'm like, go ahead, Owen.
He never stops.
It's funny because when they first started, I think wasn't their first movie Bottle Rocket? Wasn't that like their first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wilson brothers. Yeah. And then
I love that movie.
And then Luke Wilson started kind of getting a lot of roles, and then he just kind of fell off, and Owen's just like in everything. Yeah. They kind of flip flop. But I haven't seen Luke in anything.
You just catch waves.
I don't know.
What was the last thing he was in? Luke Wilson.
I know, Luke. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I
think it was, right?
Was that last thing?
We would literally have to get on
I was worried about
IMDb
the
and
last
pull
thing
them
I
up.
was in.
Yeah, I know.
I
Right?
was like, what the fuck was the last thing I was in? I gotta get to work.
It's been a couple years.
Yeah. What have I done lately? Nothing.
Been a while.
You're having babies, Joe. You're having babies.
Well, that's that's on the wife.
Yeah.
That's her fault.
Okay, you're making babies.
I did one action 9 months ago. I don't think I should be held accountable for a child.
Rest of your life.
Yeah.
It was just once. It was just once, and he was drunk.
Yeah. I wasn't even in all the way.
Man. But, I did get a chance to it. Just the latest thing I just got to do was this new series called Queens on ABC. It's featuring Brandy, Eve. We all know used to be, and I forgot the other two actresses' name.
Eve?
Yeah, Eve.
Oh,
Eve.
yeah. Rough Rider.
Yeah.
Shoot, a badass.
Rough Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do that, man, just a couple of weeks ago, and I think that episode will be out probably sometime in January, whatever. So I got a couple of things coming out next year, man, that I'm looking forward to, and everything. So I always feel I'm always pretty blessed that a few things happen for me, and it'll be like bam, bam,
I get this a lot.
and yeah.
But what was it like working with Childish Gambino on Atlanta?
Oh man, that was dope because we talked about music the whole time.
Yeah.
Because because I'm older than Childish, you may not. I know I don't look it, but but we talked about music, and I was asking him. I said, so how do you feel about the music now versus? I said, because I know old school music, you came up on it. I said, but versus now, how do you see it? I said, because I'm seeing a lot of people that sound exactly the same, as opposed to, the era of music I grew up on. Everybody had their style, you know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang had their thing, Rough Riders had the way they sounded. Even within the group of Wu-Tang, they all sounded different. They all had their own kind of flow, so the thing was always originality, in music for me coming up. And now when everything, especially with trap and everything, I said, wow, people go out of their way to sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
But he was like, what's good will always be good. And he said, you're always going to have the people that are, that are like that. But he said, but whatever works, right? Because now you have rappers in the game now that don't even appreciate the game. They said that they go that's all I got to do is just go, yeah. Say that 100 times in the song.
Right.
Oh, shit. That's easy.
Shit, Lil Jon made a career off of it, saying, hey.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. So Childish was dope, man. We had a lot of fun filming that, and plus the scene was just hectic and crazy and funny as hell. So Atlanta was one of my most memorable roles because it's just so much fun.
Have you watched that? Have you watched the Wu-Tang show on Hulu?
I watched the first season, and they just got greenlit for the third season.
Yeah. The second season was like.
So the guy that plays Gary or Jizza, that's one of my friends. I know his stuff. So good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's a great show.
They got some good stuff out
like they're on the third
there.
season.
It's so much.
Yet,
I can't even keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, you go.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
As I say, I imagine what was the pandemic like for you, man? Was
actually that's what I was going to
because I know a lot of people, we got a lot of mutual friends and a lot of actor people, colleagues. I know a lot of them just basically sat still, it just dropped off for them. And then IATSE got it.
Yeah.
They went on strike. So almost.
Yeah, well, almost. During COVID shut down everything. So the lockdown, it was everybody, unless you were essential worker. So that was it. We were done. He was like, I guess we're all getting unemployment.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Saying all unemployment. That was it. And then toward the last quarter, getting closer toward the last quarter, they started, opening back up and doing some auditions again, because I remember I started getting auditions again. I think it was maybe around September, October. So toward the end of the year there. But I went to Brazil for 2 months. I went from December 18th. I didn't come back till February 13th.
Oh,
You know,
Nice.
and but I was doing auditions while I was in Brazil, so that's when it started picking back up. It was toward the end of the year. So I mean, but other than that, dude, we was locked down. We weren't doing jack, man. Nothing was happening. It was like, let's just sit around, do nothing, and try to figure out new ways to pivot.
yeah.
You know, how we gonna make some money out of here?
Yeah.
You know, what's gonna be this new job I gotta do? You know, that's how I was looking at it. I was like, what kind of? I was like, do I need to make an ebook? I started working on that. You know, digital product. I said, I got to figure out the way to make some money online. I was like, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, it forced us all, man, to kind of look inward. You know,
Yeah.
and to understand that what you do is that who you are.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got to survive. And so that's what it was for me, man. I was like, just like everybody else, it's like, okay, what am I doing next? If I'm not doing this, what's happening?
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of self-reflection on that. You're like a lot of alone time. Because I live
I
alone.
got 3 kids. Speak
Yeah.
for yourself.
I am speaking for myself.
All right. Okay, good.
Okay, good. So it was just like side hustle time, pretty much. So we really had to just find whatever can make a couple dollars. And,
Yeah.
just waiting on everything. But in Florida, we weren't locked down for too long, but we were able to get back after 2-3 months, something like that.
Yeah, but the film
industry was different. Yeah, we were doing
it's
projects
really
of
good
our
in
own.
Florida anyways.
Yeah.
There's like not a film industry. They're happy they're making Hallmark movies. But who?
Yeah, no, that's right. And then plus Florida and Texas was like, we don't give a damn.
Pretty much.
And you know what? But here in Atlanta, kind of did the same thing. They kind of was like one of the first ones too to start letting people outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of like, Georgia, Atlanta,
I was in
Texas.
LA last October, and you couldn't even go in a restaurant.
Yeah.
You could sit outside.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, just recently when I went, and I thought it was going to be like worse than what it was. I went out to LA because we went out for the Emmys. Because I had 2 shows that were up for Emmys. It was Lovecraft Country and the Underground Railroad. So like I think Lovecraft Country was up for like 17 or 27, something ridiculous, and Underground was up for like 7. Neither show won a single one. But we were out there. But I thought it was going to be locked down. It was like, it felt like I was here in Atlanta, like where you go in, you wear your mask to take it off, which is.
This is the COVID-free zone.
Yeah.
Over there, you can get it. Like
none of it makes
sense.
sense.
It's like a smoking zone. You can go smoke over there.
Yeah,
You'll smell it, motherfucker.
Yeah, I won't get into to how ludicrous it is, but it's just like, okay, states, especially like going to the airport. Hey, let's stand 6 feet apart and then crowd ourselves on the plane.
Yeah.
In a tube.
Yeah.
In a tube,
Yeah.
and then we're all gonna demask at the same time and meet.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, listen, it's not ours to understand the logic. We don't know science. We're actors.
Yeah, that's right. We don't know anything.
We just follow the lines.
Yeah. Keep your mouth shut until the point.
color within the line.
Yeah.
That's it.
And also put this uniform on. We're all gonna go play in the park.
Yeah.
Playtime.
Yeah.
We get to go out.
We're gonna go play Red Light Green Light.
Nice.
You been watching Squid Games?
No, I have not watched Squid
You
Games.
watching Squid Games?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I loved it. My daughter
Red Light,
loved
Green
it.
Light, dude, is awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. The ending, I was like, no, I'm not gonna give it away, but I was like, did he really? Did he really not?
Yeah. I was all for the main character and until he didn't hug me.
Yeah, to the end. Yeah. That's all of it. That's all we can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like,
I was like, really? You're not gonna? Yeah. Squid Games. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. And don't fall for any crypto coins called Squid Games because it was a rug pull.
It was a rug pull. It was.
Tony knows firsthand.
No. Well, I watch all the crypto news, so yeah. But
Tony's our crypto aficionado.
Enthusiast.
Oh, cool. So that means he has some Omi coin. Good.
He's got some Doge. He's got some Shiba.
Got Shiba.
Some Floki.
I got Shiba.
Saitama. Safe Food.
What's the other one? Ethanol.
Yes,
It sounds like weed's a strains of weed.
Yeah.
It probably is too.
It probably is.
people probably made money off of them and just made weed off of it. So they named it.
What about a weed coin?
Just like if I get I mean, there might be. I don't know. I never looked it
Like
up.
a currency weed coin.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
You can only buy weed.
Yeah. Just buy weed with it.
Yeah, each coin weighs an amount.
Somebody will do that. Somebody's going to do that. Somebody's going to decentralize that.
Yeah.
Well, because most dispensaries can't accept credit cards. Like a lot of them can't. So if we make a coin for it, and they be able to accept that.
Yeah, if they accept Shiba Inu.
I think I'm going to do that.
I know, like
dibs.
Create a coin.
Yeah.
Dibs for a week. Let's dibs. Let's talk, Tom.
Let's bet down silver to the weight of an ounce.
I already know how to make it, so let's I mean, no, I have no idea. What?
Just
me and you.
Okay, you got it.
Cool. What?
That's between us.
Hi guys.
Never mind.
No,
but
absolutely.
But
I don't think people know though that also not only Joe and Chris, we go way back.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah. Like, they don't know the history. Tell the history of us a little bit.
Well,
do
I'll
tell
go first. A long time, but we worked on a movie. Unfortunately, that got ramshackled down in Sarasota like 2 years ago. 2 years ago? When was Hank? About 2 years.
Yeah, that's definitely about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've known each other much longer than that.
Yeah. When do you think we met?
Wow, it's been a long time because I think we met maybe at Sunscreen.
Yeah, for sure.
Something like some years ago. It's been at least 10 years.
At least.
Yeah, Sunscreen. I think when we made our first movie, me and Sean went there. It was like 2010, 2011, around there.
Sure.
Yeah, see.
So it was a long time ago.
2006, maybe. How is that too long? That sounds about right. 2007.
No, that sounds about right. Because that was still around when I first got started. I got into business I was like 2004. So 2005, 6 doesn't sound like a stretch at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I didn't start till 2010.
Yeah.
That's when I quit my job and I was like, hey, I'm gonna make fucking movies. And
and I'm gonna I'm gonna make money making movies.
Yeah, that's what I did. I basically in 2007 I'd been serving my whole life, and I stopped in 2007 to do film, and I haven't had a real job since.
I didn't start doing TV or film till probably 2006, 2007, because I started on radio in 2003, had a radio show for 2 years, and then did a local TRL TV show for Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Delaware for like 2 years. So that was, so 2006, 2007, that's about when I started.
But a lot of projects I've seen you in, sir. A lot.
A little bit, quite a few. Well, we got to share a project. We got to do Stranger Things.
That's true. We did.
Not together, but we both got to be in it.
Made me upset. That was another one I saw you when I was watching Stranger Things. I was like, "That's Lucius. He's in Stranger Things." I was like, "Oh."
It's 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was fun.
I've been fortunate.
How was your take?
I've been fortunate. Man, it was
because you were in the first season and they didn't really know what was going to happen with it.
No, because and then it just blew up like crazy. Yeah. Like I said, that was another one of those things of shooting it. I was even asking crew. I was like, "What is this?" What? I'm like, I don't, what I'm saying? Because they would keep things under wraps. They kept it under wraps as big as Marvel projects do. And I had no idea. I'm like, I had no idea. Next thing I know, it was a big hit show. Even sound didn't know what it was. I was like, do you know what we're doing? Like,
why do you think that show blew up? Is it the 80s aspect and the music?
Absolutely.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Because because that's when I grew up was the 80s, and I got sucked into that part of the movie or the show.
It reminded me of Goonies and E.T.
Yeah.
It reminded me of all that shit.
Goonies, E.T., and there's one more. It's one more it reminded me of, but definitely from that genre. That was nostalgia for us, so we loved it. We ate that up. It was like, oh, it's like my childhood. Oh my god! And think about it, they didn't even have to. Well, they did have some, an A-lister in it, but that would have blew up without them.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. You know, put anybody in those roles, I think, and that show was
that would have blown. It was really good. It was really good to see something that grabbed that whole demographic the way it did.
Yeah. Well, plus we live in a binge watch culture now. Like we're binge watch culture. So basically, if something comes out and all season, gotta watch every episode.
Yeah, every episode.
It's funny because that's the only way I'll watch a show now.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Like Dexter.
Yeah.
Dexter just came out, and I watched the first episode, and I gotta wait another week for the next one. I'm like, this sucks.
It
we used
sucks.
to do it.
And that's how we grew up, right?
That's how.
Right. It became the water cooler topic.
And if you missed it, you just missed it. Like you're done. You can't watch it ever again.
Though,
you better hope
that binge culture doesn't really work for the actors as much as it did back then, because if Stranger Things was on, let's just say ABC at 8:00 on a Friday,
right,
and your character shows up, right, episode 2 or whatever, and you got to wait a whole nother week to find out what the fuck happened to all these people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You build up suspense. You start to look for the actors. You start to figure out what the fuck else they've been in. That doesn't happen now because you watch every episode and you're like, and then you forget about it. So I have a feeling, this is what I think, a lot of us secondary characters kind of get forgotten about because of the binge culture. They're not interested anymore. They're going to move on to the next fucking thing.
Mm.
Good point.
That's an interesting perspective, because if you really think about it, like Manifest that started on network.
Yeah.
I remember watching the first season and everything, in the old-fashioned way, and and thank goodness for Hulu, right? But it was still one of those things, and then it went to Netflix. Yeah. Boom, blew up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Blew up. Why? Because everybody can sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
And take it all in the way we like to take it. So it's funny that we call it binging, because that's exactly what it is. Right. It's like sitting at the table and just pigging the fuck out, right?
Pretty much.
It's kind of weird because when I feel like I watched the I Know What You Did Last Summer series on Amazon, and they showed the first 4 episodes, and then they released one every Friday after that to 8. I think it had 8 episodes. Mm-hmm. And I found myself like, oh shit, it's Friday. Yeah. And I get to watch this show now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they did that on purpose. A lot of streaming has been doing that. They did that with another show called Bigger that was on BET. They did that with Lovecraft Country. Yeah. It's like where, put out the first few and then we'll give it to you every week to make you come back. Because, right, what do they want to do overall is make sure you come back and they get eyes on your project. Right. So I thought that was pretty smart to do that. Feed them a little bit, just enough to get you involved, and then they're like, now we're gonna milk ya.
Well, unless you're Disney, when you put Loki to one episode, they just do the one episode, 30 minutes. It's like, here's a tease, you're gone. See you next week. They did that.
But Loki was that good though. Loki
it was. But they set it up with Wanda, the WandaVision. They set it up with that. That's how they started that. No, we're going back to one a week. Here you go. What are you guys gonna do with that? And then so now they're doing it with all the shows. But they announced.
What did they do with Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Did they put it all out?
No, that was 1 a week.
Like they did Wanda, or was it weekly too?
Weekly.
That was weekly as well.
Yeah. I remember I was like, I have to wait for shit now.
Yeah. No, it sucks.
I grew up like this.
Yeah. And then if you with all the Disney Plus shows, I'll just wait till all the episodes are out and then I'll watch them all.
But then
you start hearing and seeing stuff and you're just like la 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 la. It's hard avoiding all that stuff.
Yeah. We're a spoiler culture too. Yeah. Everyone loves the spoilers. Like, I got you. Spoiled.
Well, like really. They got Facebook groups and all this Instagram. They'll sit there and ruin it for you.
And trolls.
The minute I see something that has something to do with something I'm watching, I'm like, oh no.
I remember a meme. It wasn't a meme back in the day. It was just a photo, and it was a photo of a guy who lived in an apartment complex right next to this giant theater. As you walk to the theater, you pass their apartment complex. He hung a banner outside his fucking apartment, like 3rd floor, that said Kevin Spacey as Kaiser Soze. As people were going in to see Usual Suspects.
That sucks.
Wow. You can't be no more of an asshole than
Like, that's
that.
one of the biggest twists of all time, and he fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah. So people like to spoil shit all the time.
People
It's
They
not
do.
just now.
They do. There's a bunch of trolls everywhere.
You know my motto: if you walk down the street and call 10 people an asshole, you're right 8 times.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
True. It's
Absolutely.
so when you're home.
Yeah, man.
So when you're home, what do you binge watch? What do you watch when you're home?
Porn. You talking to me?
No,
Some-
I know
some
what
of the
you watch.
Oh.
I've
I think
seen
some
your
of the
history.
series that I just got into is actually Queens, but see, they do the same thing as once a week. So I'm actually waiting, for most of them to come out. So then I can just go on Hulu and watch them all.
Yeah.
Say I'll probably watch 5 in a row, and then and wait for the rest of them to come out. You was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a great show. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
I like that show. Oh, God, I got of course into everything Marvel, that we were just talking about, and so. But there's I don't. What's crazy is, but I don't watch a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'll find something that's really good,
Is
and
that
I'll
you're
watch
in the
it.
Marvel universe? That's what's crazy to me. You're officially in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that was pretty dope.
And they
That was pretty dope.
And they announced that season 2 is supposed to.
How giddy were you, knowing you were shooting this? And couldn't say shit.
Dude.
Because you're talking about Stranger Things had you on lockdown. Dude, Stranger Things called me. I was at a restaurant in North Carolina, and I get a phone call, and it's the PR person from Stranger Things, because the Morning Blend was going to have me on the following Monday. They called the fucking network because they want photos of Stranger Things, and they're like, you can't talk about Stranger Things yet. So they called me and said, do not talk about Stranger Things.
Damn, they're all over it.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, okay.
They pay people
cool.
specifically for that. They have one person just hunting everyone
No,
down.
they got 1,000 people, dude.
Well, I mean, one person for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're listening right now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I think the biggest thing and the greatest part of it was just waiting for my daughter to see it, because she's also, both my daughters are also Marvel fans. I got them into all the stuff I like. and so I just waited till the episode came out, and then until I got the call, you're in Loki.
You probably heard that a million times that night. Dude.
That was so dope. That was dope. Because to be in something that your kids actually enjoy, I think that's just the best feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are still kind of confused that I'm in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like, how?
Yeah,
but your dad. My kids aren't kids anymore. Yeah. They're grown and stuff, but still, it was just great.
But I think I ruined the movie magic for my 6-year-old, because now she knows that they're actors and they're just acting.
Yeah.
So the flavor of Goonies is gone. You know?
Well, there will always still be something that they still enjoy.
Yeah.
Because we know acting, and then there's just certain things that we just that was really good.
Yeah.
I have to force my kids to watch my stuff.
So when you watch movies, what do you look for when you pick a movie the next movie that you're going to see? Do you wait for just, I know we were talking about Marvel, but are there other movies that that you're looking forward to this year?
I love horror. I love a good horror film.
There we go.
So anytime any of the new Saws came out, I was like, yeah, I'm all about that. Or
what do you think of Spiral? What do you think of Spiral?
I actually like Spiral. I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I love what Chris Rock
entertainment.
Did. Chris Rock did fantastic in that movie.
Good.
That was his best acting he's done since New Jack City.
Absolutely.
Because I'm on front. I love Chris Rock. His stand up, his acting.
Madagascar.
But in Spiral, I was like, okay.
I was like, wow.
You finally got there. Yeah, you finally got there. Yeah. So I love franchise films, stuff like that, especially in the horror genre.
Okay. Well, I'm
some
gonna go.
sci-fi stuff.
I'm
I
gonna go
want
to
to see
this one.
Dune.
What do you think of Halloween? Halloween Kills. I heard a lot of mixed reviews on that.
I still have to watch it. I'm so behind on so much stuff. Like literally, like I'm not even up on things like I used to be. Like it's like it'll be like one day
watching movies.
Yes.
I'm in them.
Yeah, he's like, I'm too busy being in film to watch it.
you know, but I do love a good horror film, and I love good action films. You know what I mean? The one I want to see, the Harder They Fall, that Western that's on Netflix with Regina King and Idris Elba.
Yep.
Okay.
And all that. I need to watch that.
I love Regina King.
I saw that trailer. I'm like, ooh, a Western. Yes.
Westerns are my ultimate secret subject. My end goal is to direct a Western.
Yeah.
Like, I really would
That'd
love
be dope.
Yeah, I'd love to, man.
You just don't resonate with me.
Oh, I fucking love it.
Yeah. And I know how to ride a horse now because of the Underground Railroad. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
When did you learn how to do it? How'd you learn how to do it?
Did they make you learn how to do it?
That was actually the training. I had to come down for training to do that. You know, so I've been on a horse like years ago.
Yeah.
You know, but I had to learn. No, you're going to learn how to ride a horse. I was like, oh, okay,
How long did it take?
But that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So that didn't take as long as I thought it would. You know, and I also had to learn how to use a whip.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, Joe knows how to do
You know. Yeah, right.
Friday night.
So if you guys haven't seen Underground Railroad on Amazon, I'd say check it out.
Absolutely.
It's the hardest part to watch is the first episode, but it's still a historical fictional piece. You know, people think it's Harry Tubman. It's not Harry Tubman. I mean, it takes place in the same time period. But Barry Jenkins, just if you love film and you just look at it even in that aspect, he did such an amazing job with it. It looks beautiful. I always said I've never saw paint look so beautiful.
You haven't been in my house.
Yeah. That's just pain, though. That's a different thing.
True. I just said it's children.
Pain. Who said that? Mr. T? I think Mr. T said that. What's in your future? Pain.
Pain.
He's someone
I would love to see some updated Rocky films. Like, I mean, I know we did a Creed and all of that, but I think we're still a fan of the old stuff.
Absolutely.
Who's because you're like I assume we're very similar, and we're always striving for the next role, the next part, the biggest piece of the pie we can grab. Who's your ultimate person you want to work with, either actor or director?
Oh wow!
If they were like, yeah, you got an audition, or you landed a role, and you're next to, and you're like, what? Fucking
yeah, it's crazy. It's because there's so many, right?
Because you already worked with the person I want to work with, so you already worked with them. So
yeah,
fuck you.
I think Viola Davis comes to mind.
Yeah,
I would love to work with Viola Davis as far as directors. Antoine Fuqua. Jeez, there's so many. I would love to do something action wise too, man.
Yeah.
That would just be fun. I would love to be in something like The Matrix, that just or even oh god, what was the Keanu Reeves franchise?
John Wick.
Yes, like shit like that.
Fucking amazing.
I just go and I want to be in something DC though. James Gunn. I would love to work with James Gunn.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a long list, but those are the ones that just off the top of the head just really pop out for me. I would still love to do something with Denzel. I would love to work with Denzel.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. You know what I mean? And in his directing capacity.
I just want to have a conversation with him. I just want to have a conversation.
You know what I mean? So because there's so many people we can still learn from. It's just that you see a craft and you see people at a level that we want to attain.
Yeah.
And to be around that is just I think it's part of manifesting it all. You know?
See, like I feel like I've changed a lot as not only a person but like as an actor, because growing up, there were people I wanted to meet who I thought were going to be the coolest, and now it's all kind of changed because I don't really care. The only person I really want to work with, you worked with already, Nicolas Cage. So if I could work with him, I'll go fucking sell trailers after that. I don't care, because I just think he'd be so interesting to not only meet but to talk to and hear his philosophy on whatever craziness is happening. But to work with him as an actor, he gets a lot of underrated press, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But I fucking love to work with him. I think he's uh,
Yeah,
I think he's a crazy genius, right?
he is.
Yeah, but
And I mean that in a good way, though.
yeah. So, but when I was a kid, I liked like Clint Eastwood, and now I don't give a fuck about him. I don't care. He's not someone I really
He's
want
like
to
90
go.
years old.
Yeah, like
Right.
I'd rather go fucking hang out with Anton Fuqua or fucking Denzel Washington or fucking I don't know, fucking
Morgan Freeman.
no. Well,
I like Morgan Freeman.
yeah, well, I like him too.
I like Morgan. I like God.
Right. But like you're like Nick Offerman, like these are the guys like I want to go like chill out with.
Oh gosh.
All these guys I grew up watching, fucking, I'm all turned out to be shitheads. Mel Gibson, like who was I idolized, I was gonna be Riggs, but nope, he's a fucking lunatic.
Wow.
You know?
Well, he's about to direct something else.
Lethal Weapon 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About to do the new
My
Lethal
question is,
Weapon.
We need another
who
one.
cares unless I get a role? You know
Right.
what
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay. I won't disagree with that.
Yeah. Like, I don't care about Lethal Weapon 5. You have a co-starring role. This movie's gonna be
God, it's
fantastic.
crazy what they're doing. Like Lethal Weapon is going to be Mel Gibson. Like Danny Glover, how old is he? He's got
I
to
don't
be
know, man.
pushing 80, right?
Regardless of how old he is,
God.
he's
And
too
he's
old
going
for
to be
this
like
shit.
in an action movie.
Yeah, he is truly too old for this
It's
shit.
almost the new Indiana Jones. Like I watched the last Star Wars that Han Solo was in, and Harrison Ford could like barely run. Like I was
Well,
like,
that's why he
oh
got
my
killed
god! And now they're going to do an Indiana Jones, and it's like he already broke something
Yeah.
I thought
doing a stunt or something.
Shia LaBeouf was the next Indiana Jones.
And I was like, this is they
Like-
need to like just get what's his name? Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. Okay?
No.
Chris
Yeah.
Pratt is
No.
There
like
you go.
Indiana Jones.
No.
And just hand the torch off, you know?
No.
This was my
To Chris
son,
Pratt?
whatever. Dude, Chris Pratt would
Yeah.
kill Indiana Jones.
No.
He would
Yeah.
crush it.
No. Indiana Jones is suave. He's debonair. He's got style. He wears a fedora. This Chris Pratt is like a joke,
Goofy.
a goofball.
Harrison Ford's a
He
goofball
isn't
too.
though. Indiana
yeah,
Jones isn't.
he was kind of a
A
goof.
different
rather
kind of
see-
goofball, though.
Yeah,
A
like
different kind of
he's
goofball.
suave. He's
Who should be the next
he's a
Indiana
sexual,
Jones?
He's a sexual.
I know who should be the next Indiana Jones.
Go ahead.
That's actually a good question.
Yes.
But I'm saying they should be like pass the torch, you know, like he retires
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now my son's gonna go on the adventures or whatever, my
Yeah.
cousin or
maybe,
whatever.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, like they did with Creed films.
Yeah.
You know,
Val
they passed it
Kilmer's
on to
son.
Apollo's son. You know,
But I just don't. I mean, Harrison
Or-
Ford's like 70 something years
or
old.
Clint
and he's
Eastwood's
like
son.
going on adventures. It's crazy.
What's Clint Eastwood's son? What's his name again?
That's what I said. Clint Eastwood.
That's not-
Clint Eastwood's gonna play the new Indiana
No,
No,
his
his
son.
son.
His son.
Val Kilmer. Or Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood.
Yeah, you said Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jer-
Oh, Kurt
geriatric
Russell's
Indiana
son.
Jones.
Yeah, or Kurt Russell's son.
No, fuck no,
He's good, man. I like that guy.
no. It could be. Why not throw like Anthony Mackie in there?
We still keep going back to
I
the
love
old
Anthony
folks'
Mackie.
home.
I think Anthony
With the-
Mackie would be great in it.
I think I love it. It's Anthony Mackie.
I don't know why I just now what's funny is it's all changed for me too is my writing.
Yeah.
It used to be very like demographic, like black hair, blue eyes, cop, blah 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 blah. And now it's not like that. It's just like it's very ambiguous.
You got to write
now.
for the world around you.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, you know, but that makes it more dynamic too. And what it does too, it forces us to expand past our boundaries and our limits, what we thought we had, right?
Right.
You know, because it's like, well, can I really talk about that? Yeah, you can fucking talk about it. You know what I mean? You know, we didn't grow up in the vacuum, so we don't have to create that.
There's this big difference for the next James Bond, right? Like,
Yeah.
all these people fighting.
Well, isn't it Idris?
It needs to be.
I thought it was.
It needs to be him.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like totally a thing. I just know it was conversation.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too that we got to recognize too, right? The 007 agents were always they're different agents.
Yeah.
It wasn't always the same person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it actually fits.
Yeah.
You
In the
can
new
do that.
movie, they had he was like missing, I guess, and they had a black woman was a 007, and there were rumors that she was going to be taking over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because 007 is a rank, basically.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
a person.
Right.
Yeah, anyone can.
Yeah.
James Bond was the person
That's it. I'll
that
do
was
it.
playing
I'll
007.
I'll do it. Fine.
Yeah.
We tried to
like the
convince
Born Identity movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I will also do. I could be any of those characters. They just had to give me a shot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In the ass.
I get the role.
That's a regular Wednesday for him. That's a Wednesday for him.
It's Indiana Jones, and nobody said Lucius. Like, what's up with that?
Oh, that's true. Well, he could be too.
I think even as actors, when you know who you are, you know what's right for you and what isn't.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Harrison Ford knows that
it's like,
he shouldn't do another.
Yeah, that's right. There's a certain.
That's the $5 million.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say the money speaks for itself. It's just like in the NFL when an aged quarterback is a backup. Oh, you're gonna pay me $5 million to sit on the bench? Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Or you want to pay me $2 million to be on the practice squad? Yeah, I'll do that too.
You got to be like Will
50
Ferrell,
years old.
man. You see Will Ferrell? Right. He said that he turned down Elf 2 $29 million because it was crap.
And I don't know why he would turn that down, because it's not like we're running to the theaters.
He didn't believe in the project.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that's true.
Elf,
He didn't.
Elf
I was like,
did really
okay,
well.
we'll let them.
It would have sold.
It's like let them rewrite it.
It would have sold.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
need a writer. How do you know that? Were you talking to him? Do they need a writer?
No, they said that they were gonna.
hire-
They wanted him to do Elf 2, and he turned. He said,
Yeah.
"No, I don't want to do Elf 2 because he said the script sucked and it was nonsense, and they were going to pay him $29 million." And he said no.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
no Elf.
And
Two.
and we've seen those projects though where it looks like it was thrown together, and you go like, "Wow, that
Like
was crap."
90% of the sequels.
Yeah. Well, it's like a lot of those sequels that you don't see the returning actors because probably that's it's either they wanted too much money or they believed that the project was.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like, yeah, that sucks, or I just don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm past that.
I already completed that character's arc. It happens.
Exactly. Yeah,
And then
it does
people
happen.
and basically a lot of those sequels are just money grabs. Money grabs for the
Sure.
studio that like there's a catapult on that.
For sure, man. For sure.
It's ridiculous.
They're all sequels, man.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 5.
Sorry.
How are those gummies treating you, buddy?
Dude,
Those gummies good?
can't even.
And you guys aren't sharing. You guys suck ass.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
it.
was trying to think of a question I had 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting.
he keeps
I
forgetting.
keep staring. I'm like, what's that question?
That's funny.
I'll remember it later today.
Yeah, on that note, he's gonna
Yeah, you will.
he's gonna text you at like midnight
Yeah.
tonight. He'll be like, hey, what was the
Also, what is your shoe size?
That's it for us
Yeah,
today. That's it for us today. Thank you for joining us at Killer Collab Podcast. Lucius Baston, how are we? Good?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, man.
Thank you for joining us this bright and shiny morning. As always, Joe Davison, Chris Lato, Reaper Films. Thank you so much. Stay happy. Stay healthy.
Lucius, thank you, sir. Good luck for
Thank you,
everything you're doing. I love you, man. Thank you.
You.
Man, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.